tonight. Isn't that color just absolutely gorgeous? Talk truth. Beautiful and gorgeous. See there? If you like what you've seen, if you like the hard work, don't forget to subscribe. This is Stone Cook Eat with prawn and kangaroo soup. Jamaican style. I just use different kinds of meats. That's all. Dice up my pumpkin. Alright, so I just chopped up the pumpkin, the onion, the garlic, and the scallion, and I've also added tomatoes. So that's what you're currently looking at. Alright, all of this will be added to the pot and be left to boil for about 20 to 30 minutes depending on the flame. I usually cook my soup on high flame because it's kind of like a big pot of water and it's less likely to burn. So I use high flame for my soup, generally speaking. The water is currently barely hot, but I'm going to add the things I just cut up. Alright, so it's the pimento, I didn't cut that up. Pimento, onion, garlic, scallion, and I've added some curry leaves because I have no time. Alright, adding that to a third pot of water. And I use the pot size to determine how much ingredients to add, because if you're making a small pot, just do everything in thirds, you know what I mean. This will boil for about 30 minutes and then I'll add my meat. The point of the pumpkin though is for it to boil all the way out because it gives the soup body. So it's definitely important. I think the more pumpkin you use, the thicker your soup is, and maybe you will enjoy it more. So first you season the pot, and notice I've not added any salt because Maggie cock soup or cow's cock soup or whichever cock soup you use usually contains a lot of salt. So wait until the end to add your salt. That's my suggestion, my humble suggestion. So I've decided to try a soup that I've never done before. So I'm making shrimp or janga or prawns and kangaroo soup. That's what I want to try today. So it's prawn and kangaroo. Alright, so you will decide how quickly to add your meat to the water based on the type of meat you have. Now prawns take less than 10 minutes to cook, so I don't need to add it quickly. And the kangaroo is like steak. It takes about 10 minutes also to cook. It doesn't take a long time to cook. As you saw in my kangaroo and beans video, it cooked really quickly. You can check that out. I will add a link somewhere. Alright, so now I'm just removing the head of the prawn because I actually want the soup to have a lot of flavor in it, and I want it to have a lot of prawn flavor in it, but I don't want to cook the prawn for 1 hour. Alright, so because I don't necessarily eat the head, I'm just going to add that to the pot and allow that to cook out until I'm ready to add the meat. So if you're adding beef to your soup or you're cooking beef soup, I will recommend that you put your beef soon after the pot starts boiling because it will take time to cook, right? If you're doing chicken takes about 30 to 45 minutes to cook depending on the size, so you don't need to add that very soon. So it depends on the meat. So you'll add your meat to the pots depending on the type of meat you're cooking. So I'm making prawns and kangaroo soup. So I'm just gonna add the head to the pot when I'm ready. Right, so now I'm just cutting up my kangaroo the size I want it, which is just gonna be some squares, the easiest thing. And I'm doing them small because I want to. No specific reason. Okay, so I just added the head of the prawn. Right? I mean, I just added it. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. And then I checked and realized I wasn't, so I kind of backed up, but I couldn't. Well, I could take them out, but what's the point? Anyways, I just added the head of the prawn, and I'm gonna let this boil for about 30 minutes until the pumpkin starts crushing out and the color of the soup turns to yellow. I'm gonna let this boil for about 30 minutes. At that time the pumpkin should start crushing out, and then I'll move to the next phase. And guys, believe me, I know that I've not done much yet, but it smells so good. It already smells like soup. I like my carrot hard. Most of the things I eat I like it hard. I don't like it soft. So I cut them big. I don't have any yam, so everything else will just suffice. Usually we don't put sweet potato in Jamaican soup, but I have sweet potato and I have Irish. I don't have any yam, and I have corn. Now it's not corn season, so the corn is already packaged, so I'll just add that in the last 5 minutes because it's already soft and it's already cooked. Just a quick little update of the soup. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing. Alright, so I'm just checking on the pumpkin to see how crushed they are, because based on the color of the soup you can see that the pumpkin has crushed out. Alright, the soup has about half an hour to 45 minutes to go, and in that time I think the rest of the pumpkin will actually be crushed. And if by that time it's not crushed, you can always help it by pushing the pumpkin at the side of the pot and just crushing it with your spoon. If that doesn't work, you can always lift it up and use a fork or something and crush it. Unfortunately, the camera is in one hand and the spoon is in the other hand, so I can't show you that part. So now I'm going to add my meat, my prawns. Don't they look lovely? Wow. And my kangaroo. Alright, so they're in the pot. Just gonna give the pot a quick stir. Oh, as soon as the kangaroo touch, you see that? As soon as it touched the heat, it's cooked. Wow. Sometimes we need to add more water to the soup because we didn't have enough in the first place. And from the looks of this, it looks like I'm gonna probably need to add more. I decided that I don't feel for my sweet potato, so I'm not gonna add the sweet potato. I'm just gonna add corn and dumplings, and I'm just gonna have my soup full of meat with corn and dumplings. But when you're making yours, please go ahead and add all of what you're adding, and that will be fine too. So I'm cutting up my corn to bite-sized pieces. I don't know if these are bite-sized, but you know, to size that is easy to manage. And as I said, this corn is already cooked because it came from a package. So I'm just going to add this in the last 5 minutes along with the carrots. Can anyone tell me why these kinds of bubbles are formed? I know it often happens, but I have no idea why. Absolutely zero idea. And now they're gone. Oh Lord. Alright, Alright, so I finished kneading the flour, so I'm about to add it to the pot. Alright, so how do you add the ingredients to the pot? So when it comes to cooking soup, you add the ingredients in order of their vulnerability. So I added the pumpkin first because I want the pumpkin to totally disappear. Then I would add the corn because I like when the soup has a corn flavor. But as I said, my corn is already cooked, so to put it in there would be a bad idea. Alright, so first your pumpkin, then your corn, then your meat, then you add your dumplings, and then you add your yams and your potatoes and everything else based on how long they take to cook, right? So yam normally, I guess depending on the size, but you don't need to add any of those until you're almost at the end of cooking. So I'm almost at the end of cooking and I don't want my potatoes anymore. I just feel for yam, and I really feel for some yellow yam, but I don't have any yellow yam. So I'll just have my dumplings, I will have my corn and my carrots, and that will be it, plus my meat. Alright, I haven't tasted the soup yet because I haven't added the cock soup mix, and I'll add that. You usually add that last. Alright, and don't forget, if you have your pepper, put your pepper in there. If you have your thyme, put your thyme in there. Alright, I'm just checking on the pumpkin to see how many of them I still have that are unmashed, and I'm just going to assist them by, as I told you before, just crushing them with something. You see how soft it is? So I guess the longer it stays, the more it will go. So I'm just assisting them, the pumpkin, by just crushing it. And again, if you want to eat a little bit of your pumpkin, you actually don't have to crush it. But as I said, I don't like my fruits and vegetables soft, so I prefer to get rid of them. I really prefer to just get rid of them, so I'm just assisting the pumpkin. And your dumpling is finished cooking when it's floating. That's all. The dumpling just needs to start floating and it's finished. Was there only one? OMG. I can't find any more. By the time this is finished, I'm sure they'll be finished as well. So yeah. So now that the dumplings are floating, that definitely means they are cooked. So I'm just going to add my other ingredients now. The first thing I'm going to add is my cock soup. I just got off the tag and throw it away. It's from Cal's, but it's just a cock soup, a pumpkin flavored cock soup. You could add any flavor you'd like, spicy or whatever. So I'm just going to add that to the mix. And then I'm going to add my carrots and corn. As I say, if I had yellow yam, that's the only other thing I would add to this, because yellow yam is my absolute favorite, but I don't have that option. Alright, so adding those to the mix. Oh Lord, so now it's time to taste it. Now it's time to taste it, because this is like the final 5 minutes of the soup. So I'm just going to taste it to see if it needs more salt or it needs more seasoning or whatever it is that it needs according to my taste and my flavor. And definitely pepper, but you know it go, I don't have any pepper already, so just tasting it. Alright, this could definitely use some more flavor. I'm going to add my all-purpose seasoning because that seasoning is magic. Also going to add some more onions and some more garlic. Alright, as I said, the secret to delicious food is the flavorings. So based on you and your taste, just add things to the pot, you know, use your own creativity, use your own style, and get it there. Get it there, get it there, get it to where it needs to be. Alright, that's everything. My all-purpose seasoning is now officially finished, so you won't be seeing that in any more of my videos. Oh Lord, I did not buy it in Japan, so that's the major problem. Yeah, nice flavor. I definitely need my pepper. Definitely need my pepper without any itching or glitching. Decided to add the scallion instead of the onion, and I decided to do it the Jamaican old-fashioned way, where you just kind of, well, I don't know if it's Jamaican or not, but this is how my family did it. They just kind of break up the onion, the scallion, and drop it in the pot. This is how my family did it. To release the flavor, we crush it, and then we just, you know, put it in there to cook. Then I'm going to add my garlic. I'm loving it. I added the curry leaves, but I'm honestly not sure what that does. But yeah. A spoon of my soup. See if I can get some prawn on it the next time. Yes, a spoon of my soup. I'm sure this is gonna need some salt, so let me just taste it. Yep, I like it. Salt and definitely pepper. Yeah, you add enough salt to taste. And you add a little at a time. You don't add a lot at a time, you add a little at a time, just to make sure that it's not too salty. Just a little at a time. If I add the quarter and the quarter don't work, I will add more. I need my pepper. I think I need a quarter more salt. Oi. I hope that wasn't too much. Oh Lord, I wish I had the real scotchy. I wish I had the real scotchy. Don't this look good? Talk truth, it don't look good. If you've liked what you've seen so far, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, which is YouTube's minimum requirement for me to move to the next level of YouTube. So if you like what you're seeing, if you appreciate the work I've been doing, help a sister out. Help a sister out. Don't this soup look good? Oh my, I can't wait to eat this. That's dumpling and corn and pumpkin. Again, you can add anything you want to add in your soup, no problem. If you like what you've seen and you are enjoying this video, please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Alright, the more pumpkin you have is the thicker your soup will be. But I like my soup thick, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of flour to it. I've never done this before. So I'm not even sure how it's going to turn out. Just a little bit of mixed out flour, just to see, just to improve the thickness of the soup. A little bit, not a lot. Easy way to improve the thickness. If you have some cornstarch, you can always add that. No problem. Alright. Isn't that color just absolutely gorgeous? Talk truth. Beautiful and gorgeous. Yeah. As soon as I go into the soup, so it just gets foggy. And I'll turn this off in about 1 minute. If you like what you've seen, if you like the hard work, don't forget to subscribe. This is Stone Cook Eat with prawn and kangaroo soup. Jamaican style. I just use different kinds of meats. That's all.